Why, hello, everybody. Think I'm going on all the things. Give me just about 10, 15 seconds to make sure. There we are. Hello, Adrinthian and Maratha, St. John, Mama Bean, Sandberg, Wayward Plain, Ponton, Craig, Christopher over on Facebook, and everyone over on YouTube. Hello, welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LotroStream, youtube.com/Lord of the Rings/live, and facebook.com/Lotro. Hello, Blossomberry, Helga Marie, and Druid's Fire, who is joining me in chat and in game today. Hello, Druid's Fire.
Hey.
All right, so I understand. We were trying to actually talk a little. We were talking a few minutes before the show here about what I was going to talk about. Honestly, we're in a little bit of a pretty chill place here on the Lord of the Rings side compared to where we've been really in recent weeks. So there's not a huge amount of news to talk about, but there are a couple of things I can mention. First off, though, I kind of wanted to do a more casual, kind of off-topic discussion, just a little bit, not entirely off-topic, while I load into the game client here. And I mentioned that it's kind of an exciting time for us Lord of the Rings nerds because of a certain movie that's coming out this weekend. And you were saying, Druid's Fire, that our own Corey Olsen is in the Hollywood spotlight. Pretty soon he's going to be interviewing Adele from the red carpet about what her opinion about Ringwraith lore is. Can you hear me okay?
Here, just fine.
Okay. So tell me, what happened in the last 24 hours that I missed?
Professor Corey was on Inside Edition, which is, for those who are not stateside, hi, Duke Murdoch, looking at you. It's a syndicated entertainment news program. It's actually one of the longest running ones in the country. And so Professor Corey was on national television last night.
He was on the TV. And he was talking about the Tolkien movie, right, on Inside Edition?
Yeah. It was actually kind of funny. So it looked like he was, streaming. I honestly thought they took his comments from one of his streams over on the Signum U channel, and like the Signum University logo was in the background.
Nice. They'll see. That's thinking ahead, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
it was his video setup, so it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was talking about the biopic and Professor Tolkien's life, and giving some context to the actual movie. It was pretty cool.
Cool. And now he has seen the movie. Is that right?
Yeah. When one of the times when he went to the Morgan Library in New York City to the Tolkien exhibit, which is closing this weekend, by the way, on Sunday, they snuck him and several other people, including one of the fellow people in our tabletop session. Tim Dolph was there too. And they got a sneak preview of the movie, and they had to sign NDAs just like those of us who at the studio have to.
I bet they did.
Yeah.
Well, so I don't know. Did he answer I'm not going to answer it on the air here, even if he did. But do you know? Did he answer the question about whether or not he liked it on Inside Edition? Did they ask him, "Do you like the movie?"
No, they.
That seems like the kind of thing they might do. So yeah.
No, it wasn't like it. They didn't interview him. Like they didn't ask him questions so much. But he, Professor Corey, he does like to commentate on his own. So it's basically what you ask him something, he's off and running, and then have fun with that.
Yeah.
Kind of like following his character around and keeping him healed in game.
That's cool. I've been just. I saw the trailer for the movie, the Tolkien movie that's out today, but I haven't actually seen anything else about it, and I've kind of deliberately just not read things because I know who J.R.R. Tolkien is, and I don't really need to know a whole lot more to see the movie. So I'm just kind of going to enter the movie fairly pure. We're actually going to be doing a company outing. This is actually not going to be either this weekend or next weekend, but I think later this month we're actually going to kind of do the rent out a movie theater thing, a movie screen thing, and actually have an SSG showing of Tolkien. But so I will probably reserve my opinion on the film until maybe another 10 days from now or so. But yeah, pretty cool. So kind of an exciting time. I bet we're going to see a bunch of people checking that out this weekend and talking about it in game and that sort of thing. Let me get to the in-game news just a little bit here. I'm for whatever reason I have to recopy over my game client, so I'm killing about 10 minutes here while I get ready to do that. A couple of things I can mention. For those of you who haven't really been following, last week we went to Bull Roar with our first preview of Update 24, the Veils of Anduin, along with the 64-bit client. This was a Bull Roar client, of course. And we are on track, I believe, to do another Bull Roar preview. That will not be this weekend, based on the question we got in chat here. Nope, not this weekend, but next week. We are intending to do our second Bull Roar preview, I believe. Assuming things work out. That's the plan. So I would think probably something around Tuesday-ish, we'll see more information from Darth Celtics or Lord of the Squids or whoever about what's going on the Bull Roar front. So that should be going on next week. The other piece I could mention, let's see. It's hard to hear me. Yeah, I'm not getting into the question about how the movie is or how accurate it is to his life and all that. My understanding is it's at least somewhat fictionalized, but I don't know. Like I say, I've kind of been deliberately not paying attention. All right, in case I could mention that as well, Caroline. So last weekend we had some. Was it last weekend? Right? We had some last Thursday, Friday. We had some DNS issues, and most folks should be in the clear at this point. But there have been a couple of changes that you could be aware of, particularly if you are still running into issues. We have updated our Mac OS base installation behind the scenes to a new version for Mac OS. This is that Wine client that got released in recent weeks. But if it's news to you, then you might need to check that out if you're on Mac and trying to install an older version or reinstall an older version of Lotro. You'll want to go to the download page on Lotro.com and update that. But most folks are, I can't, there's really at this point just a handful of folks in either game that we're hearing about regularly in tech support and things like that we're trying to work through issues. But just about everyone should be good at this point. Do we have an estimated date for Update 24 Veils of Anduin? Not really. Nothing to announce at this point. We have an internal date of... We're within, let's say, later this month-ish, or maybe early June, something like that at the latest. But I don't think we have a more specific kind of date at this point. Can I give us any news on when empowerment scrolls will be introduced to current content? Since that is clearly a pretty hot-button issue, any news on that front would probably not come from me just speaking off the top of my head in Court of the Rings, but would rather appear in either the forums or release notes directly. Yeah. I'm going to take the overall chill factor here to basically be that I guess I've talked about what I need to talk about. Like I say, I'm just kind of getting the game client updated here. I forgot to do that before we went live. I thought I had the most recent version, but apparently not. So that's a thing. Let me take a look at our event schedule, see if that'll help me make sure I get my dates correct on various things. So anything going on with you there, Druid's Fire? Anything you got on tap for today's live stream you want to mention here?
Probably while Corey is streaming, since He doesn't really need a stealth healer much anymore since the Berg updates, or at all. I am going to dish out the top 10 housing, award a housing trophy granted by you to the top 10 out of the huge list of houses I visited over the past 2 weeks on my show. So, yeah, good times.
All right. Quick question. This one, oh no, I just lost the comment because Facebook scrolled past it. But the question was, this particular person is stuck trying to do year 5 of the anniversary event and is having a technical issue. They're trying to get in touch with the in-game customer support, but the ticket keeps getting closed when they log off. Just to be clear on the process there, the in-game tickets auto close when you log out. That's always been that way. So that message isn't someone was there, didn't see you on, and closed it. The message was you logged out. And so it closes the associated help ticket. In regard to your specific issue, though, you should... Gosh, I actually have not heard. Have you heard of a problem with year 5? There was initially something on the legendary servers, but that got taken care of. So I don't actually know what possibly might be the solution to year 5, other than, as much as I hate to say it, you could perhaps cancel the associated quest and try to retake it. Perhaps that would solve your problem. Any hope for non-slotted virtues providing a buff? I don't want to speak on final design for the virtue kind of work that's being done. So I'm going to leave that to the Bullroarer notes. I'd say there's some possibility of it, but I don't know. I don't want to commit at this point. Hey, Cord, what about the new character SSG is coming out with mentioned in notes? What is it going to be? I'm not familiar with that. A while back we were saying, would there ever be a new class in Lotro? But there's nothing committed in regard to a new character class to announce. Can we get a dev diary on the new trait panel UI? That would be nice, wouldn't it? It may be a matter of the person doing the work would probably need to do that dev diary and may actually want to use that time to do the work rather than write a dev diary. But we'll see what happens there. Yeah. Minas Morgul end of this year or start of next year? Well, I mean, we'll see, of course, right? But it's planned for this year. Planned for this year. I've not heard of plans for new weapon titles. Rimonware asks about once a week, normally on Friday nights, the chat server in Arkenstone goes down, which includes, for some reason, the login server. Is this being looked into at all? We have looked into that over the years. At various times, it's been various causes. Oh gosh, I don't even know if I want to say this, but I guess I will. So Rimonware, over the years, particularly in Arkenstone, there have been some people who have deliberately crashed the chat server, particularly because they're engaged in, let's say, rivalries or other issues with other players, and so they will cause problems for those other players by engaging in activities that have crashed the chat servers, and we've had to work over the years to resolve that issue. And so that may well be what's going on in your particular case. But that shouldn't be currently possible, so I don't know. But yes, and in regard to the kind of bigger picture right now, following the DNS work, we are working to make, as a matter of fact, specifically during our Lotro downtime this week, we did some steps, kind of technical thingies that the network people did, to kind of squash a few issues that cropped up post-DNS work, so...
I have a question.
Yeah.
One of the things that was in the recent update on Wednesday was that certain cosmetic weapons were in the store permanently, which is very nice. Thank you. One of them is missing, though. The Staff of the Storied Past is not available in the store, but like the entire other set that I could see is here.
Specifically the staff?
Yeah, just the staff.
Then that's probably just something that didn't get Switch didn't get flipped, because I was of the impression that all of that entire set was supposed to be available permanently as of yesterday. So it's probably just a matter of it just didn't get marked as, yeah, this is one of them.
Yep, I'm looking. I'm seeing spears, swords, but not the staff.
All right, well, I could follow up with that this afternoon. It's probably just a matter of going into the user interface for the marketing peeps and saying, yeah, this is one of them.
Yeah, Red Panda was pretty
Yeah.
responsive to that yesterday.
So we did actually release a whole bunch of cosmetic weapon sets to the store yesterday. There were things that were on limited release. There was like 3 kinds, and the one you mentioned, there's something about Khazad-dûm, and there's a third weapon set that can't remember off the top of my head. But those are all now permanent release, so those are no longer going to be on the limited release calendar. And the question that comes from Twitch chat is, what about doing it for... Where did that go? Anyway, War Steeds. Someone said you should do War Steeds, and yes. That could potentially happen for if there's some limited War Steed cosmetics in the future. Potentially. Oh, actually, you were just saying, thanks, any plans to look at releasing steeds? I assume specifically, I don't really see us moving away from seasonal steeds in the store. They're just kind of some basic business 101 stuff going on there. But potentially. Someone else had asked. There was a question that was over on Facebook. I wish I'd caught it. Maybe it'll come back to me. There's a question related to those cosmetic weapons that was worth mentioning. All right, I got about a minute left on my download here. What is Vastin working on at the moment? I believe he's working on like a bunch of polish, a bunch of bugs, working on his bug queue, doing some design work on kind of classes and difficulty and balance and stats, and guy's got a full calendar, so.
Vastin's a busy boy.
Yeah.
It's actually really cool to talk to.
Yeah. Will we ever see Hobbit champions or captains? That is not a question I could really answer. I have no idea if we'll ever see Hobbit champions or captains. I suspect there may be some challenges in making a Hobbit champion thematically and on the license and such, but maybe.
When it comes to thematic things like that, if you suggest something that's out of theme or whatever, it's kind of like the Hogwarts motto, which is don't tickle a sleeping dragon. So if you mention stuff like that, Chris Pearson rises up out of his chair like Mushu in the movie Milan, coming out of the smoke saying he's a great stone dragon, and then he will pwn you with his lore.
You are not wrong. Yeah, I think there might be resistance from a whole bunch of different sides to something like that, but we'll see. Maybe
resistance is futile.
Yeah. Hobbit Captain could be based on Pippin. I'm sure that argument's come up before. Multi-server. Is the chat server thing related to the issue you've been getting, saying connection to chat server has been lost, then regained sometimes dozens of times a minute? It should not be happening for you dozens of times a minute. And what I was referencing earlier is probably not that specific thing. It sounds like in your case, there's some kind of major issue going on between your computer and our computers. So I would... I don't know, I'd probably do end-to-end testing on that by making sure I got a wired connection rather than wireless, and check the firewall, and check the write permissions in your computer and stuff. But what I was specifically talking about earlier that is no longer happening should not be the cause of that right now. When are we likely to see Update 24 released? Fairly soon. We don't have a formal release date to announce on it at this time, but we're looking at something like probably late May, early June, something-ish like that. Give or take a week, week and a half. Since the meetup, have I worn the kilt? I have not. I have. I got it, I decat haired it. I gave it a spritz with like some Febreze and stuff, just because of all the weekend. And then I packed it up and put it in a closet for permanent storage and use. If I ever go to another game convention where there's Atari stuff, I will almost certainly wear it. But I'm not a regular kilt wearer, so sorry.
Not too many people are.
Yeah.
Even in Scotland, generally you don't do that unless you live up around Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So I'm sure our audio nerd Beardoin could shed more light on that since he is Scottish and lives in Scotland.
But I haven't gotten rid of it. At the very least I'm keeping it for posterity because the thing is awesome, but I'll probably end up wearing it again. I'm sure I will at some point. And Brinley wants a braided hairstyle for Lord of the Rings Online. Why do we not have that? Really?
Yep, we don't have... The closest we have to a braided hairstyle is elf women have a braid that comes down the side of their head, but that's about it.
Well, I am outraged on your behalf, Brimley, and let me see if magic works. Any luck? I'll have to ask. That does seem a little weird to me.
Don't be snapping. You have to have your player base just faded into dust, you ding dong.
Oh no!
Thank goodness you don't have the Affinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. That's because it's not Atari compatible. Will SSG ever release a way to earn keys for loot boxes again? The boxes drop many at a time. Eileen, no. We are no longer going to be, ever since we spent somewhere around the 6-7 months seriously talking internally about what we want, where we are, what we need to be, what we want to do, and make that announcement to the community about where we sit for the loot boxes and all that sort of thing. Figments of Splendor, that sort of stuff. We're not changing it. It is unlikely we will be returning to a system where loot box keys are an in-game currency. That, Justin, I can understand why you would make that bet that I am the owner of a Nintendo Power Glove. I would think, looking at myself and knowing much about me, on the odds, even under odds of me owning a Nintendo Power Glove, you probably made the right call, except you're wrong. I don't own one. Yet.
You remember that guy we ran into in the pizza joint in Gen Con a couple years ago that I knew?
Yes.
Yes, he goes by the nom de guerre of Dark NES, and he actually performs on stage singing industrial songs about vintage video games wearing a Power Glove. And yeah, I think he just moved to Boston, actually. You might run into him again.
All right. I wanted to make sure I get to a couple other questions here. When will mounted combat updated? ? War steeds are useless now in the fights. They need much more morale.
This is true.
My guess as to when we would take a look at mounted combat and the need for adjustments to it would be probably when Riders of Rohan, right? Because that's the one that introduced it, right? It wasn't gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then that thing I sent you.
Yeah. So Riders of Rohan gets to Legendary would probably be the time that if we were going to make any changes, that would probably happen. But I don't actually know what we're going to do there.
Professor Corey is on the cusp of actually starting that content with Grifflet later today.
Nice. All right, I'm going to start the solo quest here of Mazal.
Well, it would help if you actually showed people the game.
The power of the mithril axe Zigglebug at hand. Will pride overthrow the dwarves who seek to reclaim Moria? Or will it fuel the fire that burns within them to drive forth Mazar?
Oh yeah, I remember. I almost got through this, but then failed it at the end last week. Let's see if I can do that again.
Goner loves the legendary. I actually enjoy the legendary service because I just got my favorite character portrait frame from 60 on the server.
Nice. I have not put it on yet, which is amazing. I don't know why I haven't. But does the sleigh bell do what I think it does when you equip it to your trinket slot? Or your pocket slot?
Well, all it does is make a little dink sound.
When you defeat something, right?
Yep.
Working as intended.
It only makes me wish that we had a second pocket slot because for those of us who had certain pre-orders, our pocket slot is taken up by the Shield of the Hammerhand until level 74.
Sure is.
It got
Yeah.
XP boost. But you lose out on stuff that could get you better stats. So yeah, it scales in one fashion, but doesn't. It is a trade-off.
I know this is going to be like the least popular answer ever, but I suspect that were I to pose that question to the developers, they would be like, yes, that is how it's supposed to work. You have to make meaningful choices. So.
Yeah, Rymaner is actually correct. I was incorrect. But there is a pocket item. Oh, the Outriders token. Which provides nothing except experience gain for monster kills and crafting until 75.
Yeah, So, Fire 2000, I followed up on the decision to have the Eagle fireworks be a 5-stack this year. I checked, one, to make sure that this is not the only time we've ever done that, and there is precedent for doing limited quantities instead of permanent. The other thing I checked is I spoke to the person who made that decision, and that person, due to the fact that we don't have really a new steed for the most recent event there, we opted to put the permanent version of that firework with a relatively low festival cost and have it be that way instead of give it to you as an anniversary gift. And then for the anniversary gift version, we went with the 5-stack. I know. Not necessarily the most popular decision in the world, but hey. Nonetheless.
It's made a big hit at the music events, though.
Yep. I mean, I do think the permanent version isn't particularly difficult to obtain, so hopefully that'll help.
Nah, I went and got it on a whole bunch of.
Wait a second, why is my resonant stance not healing Bori here? Oh, there we go. Okay.
I'm over here watching to see if Cord can tank and resonance stance like I can.
Is that what I'm doing?
No.
So anyway, the most important thing is if you happen to live near my house, I'm doing a yard sale this weekend. So that's the most important news of the day, is that I'm going to be doing a yard sale. And
Well, let's stop by.
I might even make lemonade.
Now, you know, I'm not going to be that far away. I'm actually going to New York tomorrow.
Oh yeah? Nice.
Because I want to go to the Palmer Museum, because speaking of in-game music community, the Lonely Mountain Band, or some members thereof, the founder of the LMB, is performing again at the Morgan. Did I say the Palmer? What is it?
Hey, you said the Palmer last time, but you meant the Morgan. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
the
so
Morgan.
that's cool. Do you know like the specifics on that one?
Yeah, it's they're performing from like 7 and 9 in the evening, and the museum is actually going to be open until 9, which is unusual on the weekends. So, because it's the last weekend of the exhibit, and then it goes back to Oxford.
Wow. So
You
one of
should
the
sit down to-
I really would. Unfortunately, I have actual stuff I need to do as well. Plus, the reason I want to do that yard sale this weekend is because I'm picking up my son in a few weeks, and so I want to get this taken care of before I pick him up. So
Well,
I've got
big
this
if.
weekend and next weekend, and I've got 2 weekends full of stuff to do. So, yeah.
Well, if they let me record it, I will post it on my YouTube channel.
That sounds awesome. And maybe we can even retweet that from Lotro.
If they allow me to record it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
Gravity and
Mhm.
his lovely wife, whose name you always get wrong, but her nickname is Levity. Good, nice. They're an awesome couple. They got to see it, and LMB was performing when they were there.
Cool. Really, I can't give Bori the gift of the hammerhand?
No, you have to give the other one.
Oh. Dwarf. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting rid of really just, I mean, all the same basic kind of yard stuff that everyone has, you know, old leftover kitchen stuff and some housing items and just various clothes and junk that just kind of accumulated over the years, and some things I kind of like but don't have space for. And then because I am who I am, I also have a whole bunch of video games that I'm going to be selling at the yard sale here. Basically Atari duplicates and things that I've, you know, because I tend to buy a lot of Atari lots, and then sometimes I end up like I've got like, I have a lot of copies of certain games, shall we say, and so I'm passing them on dirt cheap at this yard sale. But yeah, it's I've got a lot, just stuff going on this weekend. It was good time of the year, but it precludes me from going anywhere near like a big road trip. Although let me tell you this, actually, this is not directly Lotro news, although it's something frankly Lotro and every other video game on the planet owes some debt to, and that would be that I happen to notice that in Manchester, New Hampshire, on Saturday, starting around 11 o'clock in the morning. Uh-oh. Come on, Bori. Don't be a... Oh, in the wrong... Yeah, I'm in the right stance. Yeah, see, why am I not healing Bori? I don't understand why my effect isn't healing Bori. But at least he survived so far. Uh-oh. I have a couple of unopened Atari games, not too many. Most of the Atari games I have, I actually open, just because I both play them and collect them. But I do have a few, yeah. TI stuff? No, all my TI stuff is staying with me. Yeah. ET, yeah, as a matter of fact, I do have a couple of copies of Atari ET I'm getting rid of. Yeah.
Lena Thorne thinks it would be the coolest thing ever to get to talk to you in person. Nah.
Honestly, I'm a lot like I am here. I'm just as annoying in real life. Yeah.
I can vouch for that.
Yes.
Your kid, however, is really cool.
Yep. I, for obvious reasons, don't try to get too personal about where I live, but in general purposes, I live in central Massachusetts. Yeah. I live kind of... In Massachusetts, they call it a rural area. It's not at all really rural, but... what am I supposed to do here? I'm supposed to do what Gorothil says, but I haven't actually been paying attention.
You turn around and run down the hallway.
Oh, okay.
And don't go up the stairs. Go down to the left of the stairs, and it'll end the quest for you.
Oh, okay. You said up the stairs or just to the left?
Avoid the stairs. Go to the left of
Okay.
the stairs.
All right.
Lena Thorne also wants to know if we have any news on the Port of Saragosse soundtrack.
Tracks. No. The issue as it is one of kind of going into the system and sorting out which tracks are for COS, because they're not necessarily directly marked that way. Basically, I need to get in touch with Dart Celtics and be like, can you get me the tracks? And then make him do it. But we just haven't had time really to do that. So
He's a busy boy, too.
all right, so now I'm out, and now where am I? I'm in some kind of... I'm in a cave? Oh no, I just walked through a door I didn't need to. Okay. Right? Okay. Where am I?
Go back into the cave.
Oh, okay. Okay, I do need
back
to be
in
in
the-
the deep way. Okay. Man, you won't even let me have my goat.
No, you gotta walk.
It is my hope. I would love Tina Bow. Nothing else. I would really, really love it. I'm not just saying this. To be able to announce that we have Locho t-shirts for sale and you can come pick them up. Technically, there's nothing in our license or whatever stopping us. I think that there would have to be some fairly lengthy business discussions about, who gets what and how do we do it and et cetera, et cetera. But there's technically, if we had the extra cycles and everything else, we could probably make it happen. I just don't know how long that would take, how many lawyers would have to get involved, et cetera, et cetera. But I would love to do it sometime. So... I have not heard of plans. I am sorry, Soft Snake. I have not heard of plans to, quote, buff champion damage with update 24.
Wasn't Vastin's next big project in terms of class tweaking arcades and captains?
It is. But that's not to say that it's going to be in that order or be a top to bottom kind of redo of the entire class or anything like that. So it's just like anything else. It's gonna, yes, but we'll see where we actually end up and what that means and when that happens and when it's released. It's similar to most of our classwork. The order it's done is not necessarily the order it's released. It's more released when it's ready, be that on time or not. Do you know if I need to stay in the deep way?
I actually went ahead of you on the quest. What does it say I have to do next?
Talk to Bosi.
Okay, you need to come to the Chamber of the Crossroads.
Yeah. Which is...
And I want to give a shout out, since I just did in Twitch chat. Yiki, who needs this button applied to the team, is currently doing a bunch of streams, I think, for the rest of the month. His Lotra streams are, or all of his streams, I don't know, are to support St. Jude. And the stream team here has been a big supporter of charity events and stuff like that. So, Yiki, come join us. Come to the dark side. We've got cookies.
Oh, yeah, sweet. That's great. That's great. You're right. I saw that. I think we gave that... I don't know if I was able to retweet it due to... because I'm not sure if I caught it in time or not. But I remember seeing that. That's excellent. That's excellent. The other piece we could mention here is Lena Willowwood is a... if you are on Twitter in particular, and do a lot of Lotro stuff, you probably are familiar with Lena Willowwood. She's got a pretty big Twitter account. Lotro-based Twitter account, and she just recently moved to a new Twitter. So if you follow Lena, I'm not gonna, just in case, I'm not gonna like give her URL or anything. But if you follow Lena, you probably want to go and see about checking out her new page. So
Where are you?
I am in the waterworks. I'm heading my way down to the Stable Master to get to the Chamber of the Crossroads, hopefully.
Well, if you got infinite Mithril coin, why don't you just Mithril coin your butt up to the Chamber of the Crossroads?
Yeah, I don't know. Why am I not? Because I'm playing regular. That's why.
Using Mithril coin, if you need to, is not irregularly.
Oh, I know. But yes, since I cannot get there from here, I will. Chamber of the Crossroads. Which one's that? Here we go. All right. Ah, cool. Raise $125 the last stream, Yuki. Awesome. Does Mordor have cookies? Probably. They're very tough.
Where did you go?
I'm about ready to talk to Bori here. I just turned around the
Bosi?
wrong way. Bosi.
I grieve for my son, but there is no time to mourn. The orcs are nearly upon us. We will defend 3 locations, my friend. It must be enough.
Cool. Sounds good. We've got about 15 minutes. Is that going to get us to where we need to be, do you think? We can go a little long if we need to, but, you know. But I don't want to start like an hour-long thing if we're just here.
No, it won't be an hour thing.
Any chance we would see more instances scaling to level soon? I would say the when on that would probably be a very serious discussion we would have when we're doing new instances. In terms of retrofitting all the old ones, I wouldn't want to hazard a guess.
Now, before I do anything else, what happened to those LIs I sent you? It's time to publicly shame the community manager if you sold them. I'm going to say bad words.
I don't know. I'm always a little hesitant to open up my PM mailbox. But yes, you have a... Let's see. I've got a Ring of Determination that you sent me. Oh, and I don't have room to detach it. Okay, well, I will detach sometime in the next 1 month, 5 days. That, and then the Shield of Rallying.
I found a couple things. But no, those are the secondary items. The other ones...
Oh, it looks like I did detach it. I think.
Realize? Well,
I must have,
get
right?
rid of that mail. Oh, there's something there.
Oh, yeah. Because I've got like a... Oh, no, that's a Bjorning dagger. That must just be... I have a whole bunch of third age weapons, but I don't see any of them in
You should
my
see
inventory.
first agers.
Have you checked yours to make sure it didn't get kicked back?
It hasn't been that long. It shouldn't have kicked back.
Okay. Well, then I probably just went... Is this something I could have put in my shared bank?
Let's go find them, because this thing is probably going to take 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay. And I'm going to need it for this next thing. Is that why you're asking?
No, I just want to make sure you use them and don't throw them away, because I worked really hard to get you some first aiders and some stuff to, boost them up.
Let's do that off the stream here. I don't want to go through my inventory on stream. I've got a bunch of stuff in my inventory. Oh yeah, I do have it. Here we go. Minstrel's Filicule Sword of the first age, Mace of the second age, Songbook of the first
Wait.
age.
Hover over the sword again and just look at the difference of DPS.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
103 DPS versus 70. That's
Yes.
a big jump.
Yes. I suppose I should probably... So then you just go to the Relic Master and get it all forged up and all that sort of stuff? Leveled up?
Identify it at Forge Master and then equip the heck out of it.
Okay. Can I name it Just Stick That Done Hit Things? Like I did for my other one?
I don't think the title system, the naming system will let you make something that long, but I always pick stupid names for
Oh, I know.
mine.
It's the greatest. It's
The Runekeeper has to obviously have a pet rock.
Yeah.
The Runestone is pet rock.
I actually, you know what? Let me remind myself of this next time. Next time someone asks me what is in Lotro that I want in DDO, that's it. I want to be able to name our items. We can't do that in DDO. I would love to be able to do that. Yeah. All right, so we are talking to Broger and defending the Deep Way.
Yep.
Here is Broger. And he's not talking to me.
Oh, this is the skirmish. That's why.
Okay. Oh, Drums of the Deep, yeah. How about if I can remember which one? Oh my gosh. Which is the
Battle of the
shortcut to
Deep
the
Way.
skirmish? What's the shortcut for the skirmish page?
Control J.
Control J. Okay.
But it's not allowing me to do. Is it allowing me to do it?
No. Well,
Yeah, let me transfer lead to you because it's not letting me go into the Battle of the Deep Way. Oh, you actually.
do we have to
need
go-
talk to,
we have to
Oh,
actually have to
God, yes.
talk to Broger, so we have to go to the Deep Way
Ugh.
first then. That's what's going
Well,
on.
you were already there.
Yeah.
Did you talk to him?
I must not have, and that's why he's back and we got 2 instances like this. Alright.
But one really cool thing is if you click on my character, you can show off the really cool character portrait you earn account wide if you hit level 60 on the legendary server.
Oh, sweet.
I really like it.
Yeah, that is cool. I didn't know we did that.
Actually, there was one that you got hitting level 15 on the legendary that was account wide. The only thing I'm sad about is if you hit 60 on the legendary, you get for that character the title that matches the character portrait of Blaze of Hope, which is kind of cool, but it's only for that one, as opposed to the level 50 title you get Legendary Traveler, which was account wide.
Okay.
Anyway, back to the Deep Way if I remember how to get there.
Yeah. Have we ever considered releasing an update that did not make things worse? I don't know. It's not a bad idea. Maybe we should try that sometime.
Actually, I have a quick way to get there. Let's go jump down the
Okay.
well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mystery was meowing in the background. Sorry. Chamber of the Crossroads, jump down the well.
May Durin return soon to his halls.
It's more fun to make him jump down the well and die, Connor, honestly.
It is.
For a second there, I thought I was actually going to serve. Sam, I like the way you think. Should Van Halen's Jump be playing when we jump down the well? Yeah. Actually, when the Department of Hall Security, or actually the Department of Harmony and Song plays that song, there's a lot of jumping involved.
I was just going to say, we're from, SSG is located in Boston, so perhaps we need to do Jump Around instead, but
I did not understand that reference.
House of Pain, Jump Around.
Ah, gotcha.
They're from Boston. Oh, Free Falling might not be bad either. Except I don't like that song.
You don't like... How can you not like a Tom Petty song?
It's fine.
Let them come. We will hold the deep way against them.
Okay, now I should be able to do this. Battle of the Deep Way.
Yeah, Battle of the Deep Way.
Where should I be seeing that?
You can type deep in the search. Should be the very first offensive skirmish.
Weird. I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's... No. I see Deeping Wall and Deeping Coombe in epic battles, but I'm not seeing
Have you
any-
done skirmishes yet? Opened up the skirmishes on Twinstrel?
I thought I had. Maybe not. I could have sworn we've run skirmishes on stream before.
You and I haven't, no.
Well, maybe that's the
I
problem
know
then.
you've doing. I know you've been doing skirmishes with your kin because
Because of the event
that's
and
pretty
stuff.
much.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much. I told you last year that was content I knew they'd appreciate because they're from DDO. And skirmishes is pretty much how you play DDO.
That may be true.
So looks like we get to go to the skirmish camp and do skirmishes.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess we're going to do that then. It's probably just port debris.
Yep. Port debris, take the stable master from one
Yep.
end, debris to...
Yep.
We are full of fail today, Jerry.
It's true.
I kind of wish the hunter guide to Bree actually dropped you off at South Bree.
Yeah. Well,
Deegan, not to talk too much about the other side, but they're launching their new expansion next week.
Yeah, that's true. And I do work for both games, so clearly my attention, ideally is 50-50, but is usually 60-40 in direction of one or the other. Clearly it's 60 on the other game right now because we're getting ready to release a expansion in a couple of days.
You should have a quest ring over.
Yep, skirmishes.
Race Against.
Yep.
Oddly enough, I don't. You're not gonna have time to do this right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that'll be fine. We could just kind of wrap it up then. Anything else you want to mention here, I guess, before we kind of do that?
Professor Corey is up next. After that, I will actually be running Anniversary and catch-up content on my Hunter on Crick Hollow. So, Ponton Finberry, you are more than welcome to stream bomb if you can catch me, which he generally does. And yeah, I'll be handing out the housing trophies after watching 9 hours of listening to my own voice. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, isn't it?
I know you all hate listening to the sound of my voice. I hate listening to the sound of my voice.
Nobody likes listening to the sound of their own voice. Just a quick reminder, the anniversary event does continue through May 19th, so we have 2 weekends left of that thing, and that is the big bonus going on this weekend. When I look at the calendar, we have got basically, what do we got on sale? We got like character slots, vet status, stat packages, XP boosts, the free coupons, a morale bubble potion with bubble morale was the code, and then we have those cosmetic weapons permanently released. So that's really what's going on the store side of things. Next week's bonus, by the way, for the final weekend of the anniversary event. So let's see. Yeah, Friday. It's marked Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I think it's actually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We have a 25% skirmish mark boost that is going to be starting on May 16th, 10 a.m. and run through May 19th as well. So that'll be the final weekend. Yeah.
Corey has actually logged his character in already. He might actually start the show on time. This has never happened. The only time the show ever starts on time is when I guest hosted.
All right. Well, then I'm going to take off then. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend. Thanks, Druid's Fire, for being here. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you next week.
Bye.